What's going on, everyone? It's Paul, the 920 Trader with 920 Trading and Trading Dakota. Today is the 18th of February, 2025, and it really doesn't matter what the day is, but today's video, folks, is all about my thought process before I put on a trade. Folks, again, you've seen this in action before, but this is my thought process, and this is kind of a couple of different things. Number one, this is the discipline that is kicking in, that's keeping me out of taking calls before I get to specific levels. So again, it's about discipline at this point, but it's also about something else. Excuse me. This is about distractions and trading distractions. When you have distractions like I did, I had distractions 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 different times today. And if you are not 100%, number one, if you're not 100% focused on what you are doing in your job as a trader, your job as a trader is, number one, watch the lines on a screen. Number two, to execute when your edge presents itself. If you're not 100% focused on that, folks, you're going to miss stuff just like I missed stuff. And again, I missed about 3 specific trades that I was looking for early in the day. You're going to see on the second video, actually, this is the first, then you're going to see kind of a false start, what I was looking for right in here. I was looking for calls if we breached to the upside. I was looking for calls in here. I was looking for calls in here also. But as soon as I figured out, hey, we're not going to get up to VWAP, I was starting to look for puts in here right at this time. So at about 9:56, 9:57. Now at 9:57, you will see me look down and start tapping away at my phone. This is what I'm talking about from a distraction standpoint, folks. When you get distracted and you're looking for a trade, one of 2 different things has to happen. You either take care of the distraction and forget about the trade totally, or you forget about the distraction and then take care of the trade. So one of those 2 things has to happen. I was looking for calls in here. It's getting close to 10 o'clock. I don't care about 10 o'clock, folks, unless there's a red folder event. And there wasn't. So again, I don't worry about the 10 o'clock candle. Big deal. But again, right in here at 9:57, I had somebody messaging me because they couldn't get into the group. And I had these messages, probably 10 or 15 messages this morning. I can't get into the group. Why? And there's a very, very specific reason why they couldn't get into the group today. And I just had to send them a link. But right in here, I got a text message on my telephone at 9:57. Hey, can you help me out with this because I can't get into the group? And again, I'm looking down at my phone, not looking at the time, realizing that we didn't even get up to VWAP, and I was looking at another double cross to the downside. It was a downtrending market, but the result, again, and again, it's my own fault because I allowed myself to get distracted. And salty. You can tell I'm a little bit salty today because this isn't the first trade or the only trade that I missed because I was salty today, folks. I missed this, and I missed a couple other really, really beautiful setups that I was looking for that didn't happen. So anyway, you're going to see me on my phone looking down, and then I missed this trade right in here, which is a really, really nice $1 trade down to that level. I missed it by between 17 and 20 seconds again because I was messing around. It wasn't messing around. Somebody messaged me, hey, I can't get into the group. And I can't get into the group. Why can't I get into the group? And it cost me the price of admission plus a whole bunch, plus a whole bunch, plus a whole bunch. But again, that's just the shakes. That's the way it is. So you can either do one of 2 things, folks. Again, if you're distracted, don't trade. And if you want to trade, don't be distracted. Don't let anything distract you. But anyway, again, I was looking for this double cross to the downside, missed it. And again, missed a couple other trades in here because of the same thing. We had a nice volume. This price action in here was bad. Volume, missed that. And at the end of the day, because again, what was I doing? Well, I was responding to more messages. Again, distraction. Distraction will destroy you as a trader. And again, I'm salty about today because I missed some good moves, realizing it's just one day. It's not a big deal. But at the same time, I got to figure out the distraction thing. I got to figure it out pretty quick because it's very, very frustrating. Again, you can probably tell that I'm very, very salty today. Anyway, folks, the first 2 videos, you're going to see exactly what my thought process was about looking specifically for calls right here, again, pretty early in the day, and then calls right in here, and the result of being distracted is I missed that trade that I was looking for. But anyway, folks, Hey, that's all there is for today. So you guys know the thing. Smash that like button if you like our videos, and go ahead and leave us a comment and share with your friends. Turn on your notifications, all that kind of good stuff, folks. All that kind of good stuff. Also, if you are interested in live daily trading, where we do this all day long, and I will promise you this, folks, if we have 100 days, if we have 200 days, I'll be salty on one day. So it just doesn't happen very often. But if you're interested in that live daily trading, folks, head on over to our live trading Discord. It's called Trading Decoded. The link for that is down below. We are so convinced that you'll find a lot of value in what we do. Guess what? We're going to give you that first month. No, we're going to give you that first week for free. If you like it, great. If you don't, hey, we get that too. Also, if you're interested in the 920 crossover strategy, everything is right at your fingertips on the World Wide Web, 920trading.com. Again, the link for that is also down below. But anyway, folks, again, not trying to be frustrated. I am frustrated today because I was distracted. I allowed myself to be distracted, and that in turn made me angry with myself. And again, folks, I will get over it. It's not a big deal. But again, don't be distracted. If you're distracted, don't trade. If you're trading, don't be distracted. Don't allow distractions to get in the way of what you're trying to do. Again, this is a difficult thing. It's very difficult in and of itself. When you throw distractions in there, forget it. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. We're probably going to do it again tomorrow, folks. Let's see if we can get some good setups and maybe some good live trades that we saw. Anyway, have a great rest of the day, folks. We're going to do it again tomorrow, but you guys know, until next time, we will see you in the markets. All right, folks, again, what I'm looking for is watch this yesterday's high. Again, I like calls above that level, folks. I like calls above that level. That's going to give us above pre-market high, above yesterday's high. We got that thin volume up there, above POC, above VWAP. The only thing we got to watch out, if we get up there, folks, the only thing we got to watch out for is the 20. So again, looking for calls, and I am recording this, folks. And all right, so... And again, loading up calls right now, loading up calls. And I'm not trying to be a contrarian. I'm absolutely not trying to be a contrarian. I'm just looking at my levels, folks. And again, getting ready to go. Again, we're going to watch this pre-market low, and then yesterday's high. Those are going to be, in my opinion. Again, right now we're trying to get into that fishtail, let's see if we get rejected out of this area back to the downside again. Again, we are recording. And again, we've already taken out that pre-market low. Like to take out that pre-market low, one of the two, early in the trading day, folks. Early in the trading day. And again, got a couple levels that we have to break through to the upside to make those calls go. Pre-market low, looking at pre-market low right in here. We've got thin volume below 610.60 down here. It appears, yes, we do indeed. The question is, who's got the juice? We're going to push it up. We're going to push it down. And again, we got rejected out of that pre-market low. So again, that's that first level. We need to break to the upside. Now, if you're in puts right in here, folks, really need to get back into that thin volume area, get a close below that 610.60. And again, I got calls loaded up. Calls are loaded up. And again, this thing could get away, pretty quickly. So again, pre-market low. What about the gap fill reversal? Yeah, we could go down and get the gap. That's why I'm looking at the levels. And again, we got rejected out of that pre-market low. Again, wait for your levels, folks. Wait for your levels. And again, still looking for a close down here, 610.45, 610.45, and puts are really, really good below 610.60, 610.60. And again, having a hard time getting a close below, well, we got 54 right there. And we've got, let's call it 610.44, 610.44. Again, not a whole lot of movement as of yet this morning, folks. Not much. Not much. And welcome to everybody that I haven't said hi to. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. And again, if you're in puts, we really need to stay below that pre-market low, stay below that POC, stay below the POC. Yeah, so it could be, I'm looking at a close. Again, we're trying to stack probabilities in our favor, Now, at the same time, now as much as we're stacking probabilities in our favor, we're not waiting for all the lights in town to turn green before we put on a trade. We just can't do that. If we do that, we will never, ever, ever, ever put on a trade. Never, ever, ever. You're always going to be stuck. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Nice little pre-market drop. Again, we established that pre-market high. We established that pre-market low. And again, coming through it, looking for a close down here below 54. And then a close below 45. And the only thing to suggest at this point that it's going to move up, again, 610.45, 610.45, 44.45 right down in here. The only thing to suggest that it's going to go up is, well, let's see if we can, levels. We're just looking at levels, folks. It's all about the levels, and don't forget ball bearings. It's all about levels and ball bearings. Again, 610.44, you get a close down there, and a close down here takes my calls, at least for right now, off the table. And again, 610.44, 610.44 takes, we got a little old lady who lives in a shoe setup right now. Again, you can see this leg. You got this leg line right in here. And you got this foot. You got the toes that are starting to curl down just a smidge. Again, look at 44, 610.44. And again, it looks a little bit just kind of like a theta crushing zone right here. 610.44, 610.44. Yeah, good support there. Good support for right now. Let me see what I've got here. Yeah, nothing. Oh, there she goes. All right. So at this point, for me, I'm taking calls off the table, obviously. Got into that thin volume area. So calls off the table. Calls are off the table. And again, still pushing down, still pushing down, still pushing down. So that's how I look at it right there, folks. That's specifically what I'm looking for. I didn't get a fresh cross to the downside, so I didn't obviously play to the downside. And the things that I was looking for to the upside didn't happen. So not taking it to the upside, at least for right now. Maybe moving forward, I will. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, there it is. That's how we do it right there, folks. That is how. And again, we got P sitting right down here. We got P. All right, we're recording again, folks. We're recording again because we are going to, again, we got a bunch of levels we got to get through. No question about that. We got a little fishtail play, 610.25 off of that 2-day POC. Let me show the 2-day POC right in here, folks. Right in here. So we're going to do one of two things, folks. We're either going to wait for this thing. Let's see if we can get another little pull back to that 9, take it back to the upside, or see if we can get another confirmed play back to the downside. Again, we got a little fishtail. We need to get past. Once we get past the POC, we got some business. And again, I'm loaded up again, folks. Loaded up again. I think once we get past that pre-market low, should have a signal back to the upside again above pre-market low. If you're in this right now, folks, if you took the fishtail, we had a structure break. So there is absolutely a structure break. We had a structure break at about 610.30. So at 610.30, and again, we got to get through that POC and VWAP. After that, folks, that should end pre-market low. Off the bottom, we got 95. We got about 80 cents off the bottom so far to get confirmed into this thing. So the thing that we were trying to break to the downside earlier, 610.60, now it's that old support becomes new resistance. That trading 101, old support, new resistance, old resistance, new support, and on and on and on. So now the doji right now, again, getting rejected by that POC. So, all right. Again, we're going to watch POC. And again, calls might be totally off the table here, right in here, folks. We're going to know here in the next couple of minutes whether this is going to be any kind of a decent trade back to the upside, folks. And again, we are looking. Now remember, folks, the earlier you get into the trade, so you want to be in as close to the origination of the trade. And again, that's my opinion, as close to the origination of the trade as possible. So we're going to be looking at a couple of different levels here. It's all about the levels. Again, we got the POC and the VWAP and then pre-market low. So again, the earlier you get into the trade, based on the origination of the play, the better you will do generally. Well, it's not generally speaking, but I mean, that's just the reality. Again, we keep on getting rejected. And again, watch this level up here, 610.60, 610.60, a little curl. And again, 5 minute looks like that. So need a little push. So right now above 40, 610.40, that's where we have, we got a little shelf right in here. Folks, 610.40. Looks like we want to push this thing up, folks. Now, once we get past POC, and then we got VWAP, and then we got this other level. The question is are we coming in too late? I don't think we are. Again, we got about, we're right there at that POC right now, folks, right there at that POC. Watch this thing just take off. Again, we watch your levels, trust your levels, folks. Again, once we get above a specific level, we have a degree of safety. So that's what we're looking for. That is what we are looking for. All right. Again, reject. And again, another. Levels are important, folks. Levels are absolutely important. So this, obviously, this thing's going to go one of two different ways, folks. Either we're going to push through and really scream back to the upside, and again, looking at pre-market high to do that, or we're going to reject off this POC again, or reject off the VWAP. That's kind of how I'm looking at it right now, folks. And again, I'm loaded up. The question is, and again, we know we have support down here at 40. So 610.40, 610.40. If we breach that, folks, we're coming right back down. If we breach, we're coming right back down. I'm going to get out of these calls because it might be puts. You know, when you have that feeling, is it calls, is it puts, is it calls, is it puts? It might not be a bad idea just to kind of sit on your hands. And again, watch it come back down. Again, watch for the double cross to the downside, double cross to the downside, and then a close below 40, 610.40, 610.40. I better load up on some puts now. Okay, so there's that double cross to the downside, double cross to the downside. Missed it by just a few seconds, folks. That's okay. Coming down, coming down, coming down. I missed it. I missed it by 17 seconds. That's okay. Rats. Yeah, that again, the double cross to the downside. It'd been a nice continuation play. Nice again, double cross to the downside, double cross to the downside. On a downtrending day, double cross to the downside. We got right down to that level, basically 610.75, 610.75. So now at this point, I mean, we never know what's going to happen when your edge presents itself. You're compelled to put on the trade. But again, 610.75 down here, 610.75. This might be the point where I just say, you know what? Again, ooh, nice little push, nice little push, nice little push. Close below, close below, close below. And again, we got to get through a close down below 05, 610.05, 610.05. I really feel like I missed my entrance at 38 up here, folks, at 38. And now we are 34 cents away from where. If you guys are in this thing, you're in really, really good shape off that rejection or off that double cross to the downside. Rejection or double cross to the downside. Again, I really kind of feel like I missed my entry. My entry was back here. Off that double cross, and I was about 20 seconds too late. Watch us go through P. We're going to go get that gap, folks. We got this volume. Should have enough volume to pour in. To take it through this level right in here, folks. There you go. All right, go get the gap. 609.70, 609.70. Yeah, coming on down, folks. Coming on down. And again, I missed it by 20 seconds, and that's okay. I like the double cross to the downside. Again, once we get through that gap, folks, I'm looking at yesterday's low. Again, this is a really, really nice play. Really, really nice play. Again, we have safety below the gap. Our safety, as long as we get below that gap and stay below that gap, folks, that is where our safety is. Now, from a volume standpoint, I'm going to show you the 5-minute here real quick, folks, because this is so thin down here. This is so thin. And the only thing that I regret is missing that double cross, and that's okay. Again, close below the gap, and I'm looking at yesterday's low. I need to find some more levels. Here we go.